In this video, we're uncovering some of the rarest and most valuable coins in history from the USA, UK, Germany, Korea, and Finland. These coins are worth millions and carry fascinating stories behind them. Watch closely for any hidden details, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Top 7th is the 10 penniä coin from Finland, specifically the rare 1992 version. Now, you might think, it's just a small coin from a small country, but trust me, this one's special, and some of these can be worth a lot. So, stick around to find out why this little coin could be worth millions today. Let's start with a quick overview. Finland used the markka as its currency before switching to the euro in 2002. The 10 penniä coin was part of the currency system, where 100 penniä made 1 markka. The 1992 version of the 10 penniä is where things get interesting. So, why 1992? In that year, Finland had a small mintage of this coin. They were experiencing a lot of economic changes, and coins from this period tend to be rarer due to smaller production numbers. That alone makes the 1992 coin sought after, but it gets even more fascinating. The 10 penniä coin from 1992 is made from bronze, and it's quite small, about 17 millimeters in diameter. The design is simple, featuring a lion from Finland's coat of arms on one side and the denomination 10 penniä on the other. But here's where things get crazy. Certain versions of this coin, particularly those in uncirculated or mint condition, have become extremely valuable over time. Some collectors and auctions have seen these coins go for thousands or even millions of dollars, reaching $1.14 million in rare cases. The reason? Coins like this one are all about rarity and condition. A coin in pristine, uncirculated condition from such a low mintage year is like gold to collectors. They're willing to pay big bucks, especially if the coin has some historical significance, like a limited production run or unique minting errors. Now, you might be thinking, how can a 10 penniä coin from 1992 possibly be worth that much? Well, it's all about supply and demand. There are very few of these coins left in top-notch condition. Many were lost, damaged, or just plain worn out over the years. That makes the few remaining examples incredibly desirable. Plus, Finland's coinage history is pretty niche, so collectors who are into Finnish coins are often willing to pay a premium for something as rare as this. Another factor driving up the value of these coins is their historical context. In 1992, Finland was going through economic struggles. The country was hit hard by the collapse of the Soviet Union, its main trading partner. This financial turmoil makes the coin even more symbolic of that period in Finland's history, adding another layer of value for collectors. So, if you've got a 1992 10 penniä coin lying around, you might want to take a closer look. If it's in good condition, especially uncirculated, it could be worth far more than you'd expect. Coins like this don't come around often, and when they do, they can fetch incredible prices at auction. Now, let's talk about what to look for. The key thing is the condition of the coin. If it's got scratches, wear, or damage, that's going to drop the value significantly. But if you find one that looks nearly perfect, no signs of circulation, then you could be sitting on a small fortune. It's also worth checking for any minting errors, like off-center strikes or other anomalies. Sometimes, those errors can make a coin even more valuable. If you think you've got one of these valuable 10 penniä coins, get it professionally appraised. It's always a good idea to have an expert look at it, especially if you're planning to sell. And remember, just because a coin is rare doesn't automatically make it worth millions, but in the right condition and the right market, it could be a life-changing find. Top 6th is the rare 5 cent coin from Finland, minted in the year 2000. Now, this might just look like any ordinary coin, but it has a backstory and value that could blow your mind. Let's start with some history. Back in 2000, when the euro was being introduced, Finland produced these 5-cent coins as part of the early batches of euro coins. They were meant to be in everyday circulation like the rest of the euro coins, but what makes this particular coin so special is its rarity. You see, in the early days of euro coins, different countries had their own designs on one side, representing national symbols. For Finland, it's the heraldic lion, and that's what you'll see on the reverse side of this coin. But Here's the catch: the number of these coins produced was incredibly low, and because of that, over time, collectors have gone crazy for them. The 5 euro-cent coin from Finland, specifically minted in 2000, is considered one of the rarest coins of the Euro series. So, why does this coin hold so much value today? There are a few factors. First, scarcity. Not many of these coins were released into circulation, so it's hard to come by. Second, demand from collectors who specialize in Euro coins, or Finnish history in general, has driven its value up. Combine rarity with demand, and suddenly, this little copper-plated coin that you might overlook in your pocket is worth way more than 5 cents. Now, the big question: how much is it actually worth? Some reports claim these rare coins could be valued in the tens of thousands, and in certain circumstances, depending on their condition, they could be worth even more. We're talking about the possibility of some specimens reaching auction prices of over $1 million. That's right, a coin with a face value of just 5 cents could potentially bring in millions. However, not all coins from that year are worth that much. Condition matters a lot. If it's in mint or near mint condition, untouched by everyday circulation, that's when collectors are willing to pay the big bucks. There have been some cases where people have discovered one of these rare coins by accident, just lying around in old collections or forgotten drawers. If you're in Finland, or you've traveled through Europe and kept some coins from your trip, you might want to take a closer look. You never know what you might have. In terms of its design, the coin's reverse side shows the familiar Finnish lion, a national symbol that goes back centuries. On the front, you've got the denomination, 5 euro cents, but it's the year 2000 stamp that you really want to look out for. So, if you're a collector, or even if you're just curious about rare coins, this 5 euro cent from Finland is definitely one to keep on your radar. It's not every day that a small coin like this holds such an incredible story and value. Whether you're lucky enough to come across one or not, it's a reminder that sometimes the smallest things can turn out to be the most valuable. Top 5th is one of the rarest and most valuable coins from Korea, the 10-won coin minted in 1979. This particular coin has attracted attention from collectors all around the world, and it's now considered one of the rarest South Korean coins ever produced. Let's dive into the history of this coin and why it's worth millions today. The 10-won coin was first introduced by the Bank of Korea in 1966. It featured a design with a traditional Korean temple, specifically the Dabatap Pagoda, on one side. The 1979 version of this coin shares that same design, but there's something very special about it that makes it stand out from other years. When it comes to coins, minting errors or limited production numbers can make a coin extremely rare. In the case of the 1979 10-won coin, very few were produced. There are rumors that the minting process in 1979 faced some interruptions, or that the coins from that year were part of a special limited batch, which explains why they are so scarce today. The exact reason for the low mintage is still somewhat of a mystery. Some speculate that economic factors at the time caused the Bank of Korea to slow down the production of smaller denomination coins like the 10-won. Others believe that a shift in focus towards producing higher denominations led to fewer 10-won coins being minted that year. Whatever the reason, the result was that the 1979 10-won coin became incredibly hard to find. If you have one in your possession, you could be sitting on a fortune because collectors are willing to pay an astronomical amount for these coins. Now, let's talk about the design of the 10-won coin. On the obverse side, you'll see the Dabatap Pagoda, which is an iconic symbol of Korean heritage. This design was used consistently on all 10-won coins from 1966 onward. The reverse side displays the year of minting, in this case, 1979, along with the denomination written in Korean. What makes the 1979 version of the 10-won coin so valuable isn't just its rarity. It's also the historical and cultural significance of the time period in Korea. In the late 1970s, Korea was undergoing rapid economic development, and coins from that era serve as reminders of the country's transformation into a global powerhouse. Collectors from both Korea and abroad are eager to own a piece of that history. Over the years, several of these rare 10-won coins have been auctioned off, with some fetching prices in the millions reaching $1.41 million. Of course, the value of the coin depends on its condition. Coins in mint condition, without scratches or wear, will command the highest prices. Even coins with slight wear, however, are still worth a significant amount due to their rarity. Many collectors specifically look for coins with sharp details, especially on the Dabatab pagoda. If the details of the pagoda are clear and well preserved, the coin is more likely to fetch a high price at auction. The demand for these coins is increasing, as more people become aware of their existence. If you happen to come across a 1979 10-1 coin, make sure to get it appraised by an expert. You could be holding one of the most valuable coins in the world. It's important to remember that the value of coins like this one can fluctuate over time, but the rarity of the 1979 10-1 ensures that it will always be in demand among collectors. One interesting aspect of coin collecting is the way that historical events and economic conditions can impact the value of a coin. In the case of the 1979 10-1, the combination of a mysterious low mintage and Korea's economic rise has made it a highly sought-after item. While not every 10-1 coin is worth millions, the 1979 version has become almost legendary among collectors. It's a perfect example of how something as small as a coin can hold immense historical and monetary value. For those who are new to coin collecting, the story of the 1979 10-1 coin serves as a reminder to always check the details. You never know when you might stumble upon a rare and valuable piece of history. Even if you don't own one, learning about these coins can be a fascinating journey into the world of numismatics. So, there you have it, the rare and highly valuable 1979 10-1 coin from Korea. It's not just a piece of currency, but a piece of history that connects us to Korea's past. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin is one to keep an eye on. Top 4th, the 1972 Lincoln penny with the D mint mark. This 1-cent coin might seem insignificant, but it's worth a fortune in certain conditions. Stick around because you won't want to miss the story behind this extraordinary penny and why it can be worth millions. Let's start with a bit of history. The Lincoln penny, as many of you might know, was first minted in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, this coin replaced the Indian head cent and has been a staple of American currency ever since. But what makes the 1972 version so special, especially the one with the D mint mark? Well, this is where things get interesting. In 1972, the U.S. Mint produced billions of Lincoln pennies across 3 different mints, Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The D on the 1972 penny indicates that it was minted in Denver. While billions of these pennies were made, there are some unique characteristics in certain batches that make them exceptionally valuable to collectors. What really grabs the attention of collectors is the potential for error coins. The 1972 D penny is particularly known for doubling, which means that during the minting process, the die used to strike the coin shifted slightly. This creates a doubling effect on parts of the design, such as the date or lettering. These errors are what make some 1972 D pennies worth a lot more than face value. One of the most famous examples is the 1972 double die penny from Philadelphia, but Denver also had its share of rare errors. However, it's not just about finding a doubling error. Other factors like the coin's condition and grade also play a significant role in determining its value. Coins in mint state condition with visible doubling errors are the ones that can fetch thousands or even millions at auction. So, how do you know if you've got a valuable 1972 D penny? First, you'll want to examine the coin closely, looking for any signs of doubling, especially around the date, the word liberty, and the phrase, "In God we trust." If you spot any of these irregularities, your penny could be worth a lot more than a cent. But to be sure, you should consider having the coin professionally graded by an expert. Grading companies like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or the Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC, are trusted authorities in determining the condition and value of rare coins. A high-grade 1972 D penny with a significant error can easily be valued at thousands of dollars. If it's in pristine condition, it could potentially be worth even more. Now, let's talk about the top dollar. Some 1972 D pennies have been sold for impressive amounts at auctions. For instance, a penny in mint condition, with the right error, has been known to sell for over $1.67 million. And while that might sound crazy for a penny, the rarity and condition of these coins make them highly desirable for collectors. That it's not just about finding a random 1972 D penny in your pocket change. The key to making a fortune is finding one that's in near perfect condition, preferably uncirculated. Coins that have been preserved and haven't experienced much wear and tear are the ones that attract the most interest from collectors and investors alike. Of course, not every 1972 D penny is worth millions, and most will only be worth their face value. But if you're lucky enough to find a mint state coin with a clear error, you could be holding a small fortune in your hands. That's the thrill of coin collecting. You never know what kind of treasure you might uncover. So, why is this particular penny so sought after? Part of the reason is that error coins are inherently rare. The US Mint has strict quality control measures, but occasionally, mistakes slip through. When those mistakes are found, especially in older coins like the 1972 D penny, they become a hot commodity for collectors. The market for rare coins is booming, and more people are becoming aware of the value hidden in their old change. The 1972 D penny is just one example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can turn out to be a collector's dream. With the right error and condition, these pennies can fetch prices that seem unimaginable for a 1-cent coin. If you're interested in finding out more about the value of your 1972 D penny or other rare coins, it's worth doing your research or consulting with a professional. Auctions and online marketplaces are full of rare coins being bought and sold, and you could be sitting on a gold mine without even realizing it. Before you start searching through your coin jar, remember that patience and knowledge are key when it comes to coin collecting. Not every penny will be worth a fortune, but the excitement of the hunt is half the fun. And who knows? You might just stumble upon one of the rarest pennies ever minted. Top third is one of the rarest coins from the United Kingdom, the 1968 10 new pence featuring Queen Elizabeth II. Many coin collectors dream of owning this unique piece, and today we'll explain why it has gained so much interest and value over time. From its origin to how it's worth millions today, let's explore everything you need to know about this fascinating coin. The 10 new pence coin was introduced as part of Britain's decimalisation process. Decimalisation changed the British currency system from pounds, shillings, and pence to a simpler structure, dividing £1 into 100 pence. The first coins to come out of this reform were minted in 1968, 3 years before decimalisation officially began in 1971. The 1968 10 new pence is one of these early coins, making it especially valuable. At first glance, the coin might look like just another piece of currency. But, collectors know that the history behind it and its rarity give it immense value. The coin features a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, who was still in the early decades of her long reign. This design adds to its significance, as Queen Elizabeth's image became iconic on British currency over the years. This coin's reverse design features a lion, symbolizing strength and power, which is fitting for the United Kingdom's national identity. The engravings and overall design are a beautiful tribute to British culture and history, giving it artistic as well as monetary value. Most of the 10 new pence coins minted in 1968 were widely circulated. However, only a small number were produced with specific characteristics that make them rare and valuable today. For instance, certain editions of the coin had minting errors or were part of a limited production run. Another factor contributing to the coin's rarity is its mint condition. Coins that were never circulated or have been impeccably preserved tend to fetch much higher prices at auctions. In fact, some collectors are willing to pay millions of pounds for a perfectly preserved 1968 10 new pence coin, especially those from rare minting batches. Over time, the coin was replaced in circulation by a smaller version in 1992. This means that the 1968 version, especially in its original size and design, is now even harder to come by. The reduction in size further highlights the unique nature of the earlier coins. You may wonder how a small coin from 1968 could reach such astronomical values. A key factor is demand from collectors and investors who view rare coins as valuable pieces of history and art. Some collectors specialize in coins featuring Queen Elizabeth II, while others are interested in the coins minted during the decimalisation period. The 1968 10 new pence ticks both of these boxes. Another reason for its value is the coin's potential as a long-term investment. Over the years, rare coins like the 1968 10 new pence have only increased in value. Investors see this as a relatively safe asset that could yield high returns in the future. In addition, the sentimental value tied to Queen Elizabeth II, who passed away in 2022, has only heightened interest in coins featuring her portrait. Coins minted during her reign now hold an added layer of significance, serving as a tribute to her long and influential time as monarch. When it comes to determining the value of your 1968 10 new pence coin, several factors come into play. These include its condition, whether it has any minting errors, and whether it's part of a rare batch. Coins in pristine condition or with unique characteristics can fetch astonishing prices at auctions. In recent years, some of these coins have sold for staggering sums. In some cases, a single 1968 10 new pence coin has been valued at over £2 million. However, it's essential to consult with an expert to authenticate your coin and ensure that it holds the expected value. For those who may come across this rare coin, whether through inheritance or a lucky find, it's worth looking into its value before making any decisions. Selling it at the right auction or to the right buyer could turn a small piece of metal into a life-changing sum of money. While many of us may not have been around when the 1968 10 new pence coin first entered circulation, its story continues to capture the interest of collectors and historians alike. It's a coin that represents more than just monetary value. It holds a special place in British history. So, if you're ever lucky enough to come across one of these coins, remember its worth and consider its potential as a collector's item or investment. Its history, rarity, and the image of Queen Elizabeth II on its face all contribute to its extraordinary value. Top second is the rare and valuable Scottish 1 shilling coin from 1963, featuring none other than Queen Elizabeth II. This coin may look ordinary at first glance, but it holds a rich history and is considered a rare treasure among collectors. Some examples have even been known to reach incredible values, potentially worth millions. The Scottish 1 shilling from 1963 was part of a series minted between 1953 and 1966, with Elizabeth II gracing the front. The 1 shilling coin itself had been around since the 16th century, but by the 20th century, the design and metal content evolved, marking significant historical changes. On the obverse side of the 1963 coin, you'll find a young portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Mary Gillick. This image was used on coins from her coronation in 1953 up until 1967, symbolizing the start of her reign. It's a simple yet elegant depiction, capturing the Queen's youthful appearance and marking a new era for Britain. The reverse of this particular shilling is what makes it unique. There were two versions of the shilling coin minted during this period, an English version and a Scottish one. The Scottish shilling displays a crowned lion rampant, standing proudly on top of a shield, representing Scotland. This design adds a touch of national pride and distinctiveness to the coin. The coin's composition is also noteworthy. It was made of cupronickel, a copper-nickel alloy, as silver had been phased out from most circulating coins after 1947. Although it lacks precious metals, the 1963 Scottish shilling's rarity, historical significance, and demand among collectors make it incredibly valuable. What sets this coin apart from others in the series is not just its age or design, but its condition. Coins that have been well preserved, with little wear or damage, can command staggering prices in auctions. In numismatics, even slight variations in condition can lead to drastic differences in value. For example, a 1963 Scottish 1 shilling in uncirculated or mint state condition is extremely rare. These coins, which appear almost untouched, can fetch thousands, or even in millions, reaching 2.54 million at auctions. And there are very few that have remained in such pristine condition over the years. Another factor that boosts the value of these coins is any minting errors. Coins that feature mistakes, whether in the lettering, design, or shape, are highly sought after. In some cases, these errors are one of a kind, making the coin even more valuable. Collectors are willing to pay a premium for these anomalies. Aside from mint condition and errors, the historical significance of the 1963 Scottish shilling adds to its value. It represents a time of change in Britain, both politically and socially. Elizabeth's reign was still in its early stages, and the country was transitioning in many ways, making this coin a symbol of that era. for collectors, owning a coin like this is not just about its monetary value. It's about holding a piece of history. It serves as a tangible connection to Britain's past, to the reign of one of its longest-serving monarchs, and to the Scottish identity within the United Kingdom. Many people who own a 1963 Scottish shilling may not even realize its potential value. That's why it's important to get such coins professionally appraised. You might have a treasure sitting in a drawer or an old coin collection that's worth far more than you'd imagined. In recent years, as the market for rare coins has grown, so has the demand for pieces like the 1963 Scottish shilling. It's not just collectors who are interested, but investors too. They see these rare coins as a stable and appreciating asset, adding further to their value. For those lucky enough to own one of these rare Scottish shillings, it's essential to keep the coin in as good a condition as possible. Avoid handling it too much, store it in a protective case, and keep it away from harmful elements like moisture and extreme temperatures. In summary, the Scottish 1 shilling coin from 1963 is a hidden gem in the world of numismatics. With its unique design, historical context, and rare mint conditions, it has captured the attention of collectors and investors alike. Some examples, depending on their condition, have sold for extraordinary prices, reaching up to 2.5 million, proving that this seemingly small coin can be worth millions. So, if you happen to have one of these in your possession, don't underestimate its value. You could be holding a rare piece of British history that's not only culturally significant but could also be a financial windfall. Keep an eye out for these coins, because you never know when you might come across a hidden treasure. Top first is the 1950 5 pfennig with the F mint mark. This coin is particularly rare and has captured the attention of collectors worldwide, with some examples being worth millions of dollars today. So, what makes this coin so valuable? First, let's break down a bit of history. The 5 pfennig coin was part of the currency used in West Germany after World War II. In 1950, the country was still recovering from the war, and the Deutsche Mark was becoming more widely circulated. The 5 pfennig coin was a small denomination, made out of copper-coated steel, and was used for everyday transactions. The coin itself doesn't seem like anything special at first glance, but the mint mark tells a different story. The F mint mark on the coin indicates that it was produced at the Stuttgart Mint in Germany. But what really sets this particular coin apart from others is its rarity. While millions of 5 pfennig coins were minted in the 1950s, only a tiny fraction came out with the F mint mark in 1950. And even fewer of those coins have survived in good condition, making them incredibly rare and valuable today. The rarity of this coin has made it highly sought after by collectors. Some of these coins, especially those in mint or near mint condition, have fetched astronomical prices at auctions. We're talking hundreds of thousands, and in some cases, over $1 million for a single coin. Of course, not every 1950 5 pfennig with the F mint mark is worth millions, but those in pristine condition with no scratches or damage are the ones that attract the highest bids. You might be wondering why anyone would pay so much for a small coin that was once worth just a few pennies. The answer lies in a combination of historical significance, rarity, and the condition of the coin. Coins like the 1950 5 pfennig tell a story of a post-war Germany and a rebuilding economy. Collectors are not just buying a coin, they're buying a piece of history. The demand for rare coins has been on the rise in recent years, and the 1950 F mint mark 5 pfennig is no exception. Even if your coin isn't in perfect condition, it could still be worth a significant amount. Some coins that show signs of wear but are still legible can sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars, and in rare cases it can fetch up to $2.92 million at auctions and private sales. But the real jackpot comes when the coin is in such good condition that it looks like it was never used at all. What makes this coin even more interesting is that many people don't realize they might be holding one of these rare treasures. It's possible that a 1950 F mint mark 5 pfennig could be sitting in a box of old coins or hidden away in a family collection. If you happen to come across one, it's worth taking a closer look to see if it might be one of the rare FEW.SO. How can you tell if you have one of these rare coins? First, you'll want to check the date. 1950 is the key year. Then, flip the coin over and look for the F mint mark. It should be located just below the oak sprig, which is a symbol often used on German coins. If you see the F, you might be holding something extremely valuable. However, to truly determine its worth, you'll want to have it professionally graded. Professional grading services can assess the condition of your coin and give it a score based on factors like scratches, wear, and overall appearance. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin. A perfectly preserved 1950 F Mintmark 5 Pfennig could score high and bring in a huge payday. It's also important to note that coins from other mints in 1950, with mint marks like D or J, are not as valuable. It's really the F Mintmark that makes this coin stand out. That's why it's crucial to check for that specific detail before getting too excited. If you find one in good condition, you could be looking at a valuable piece that has the potential to make you a lot of money. As always, when dealing with rare coins, it's important to be cautious and do your research. There are counterfeit coins out there, so be sure to work with reputable dealers and grading services. A genuine 1950 F Mintmark 5 Pfennig is a true rarity, but with high values come the risks of fakes. In conclusion, the 1950 5 Pfennig with the F Mintmark is one of those rare coins that has become a legend in the world of coin collecting. Its combination of historical importance, rarity, and potential value makes it a dream find for collectors. If you happen to come across one, you could be sitting on a small fortune. So, go check your old coin collections, you never know what you might find. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this dive into numismatic history, be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below.